everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. So we have had quite the weather the past 2 days. It has been non-stop raining, and so right now we have a little break in the day. And so what I want to do is I want to harvest all of our Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes. So I have been practicing how to ferment them or how to pickle them. And right now I'm following a recipe, and it says to put them in a saltwater brine before I put the vinegar, put them in the vinegar and all the spices. And it says to do it that way to release some of the gases. So I have never done this before. I have a couple of the last of the Jerusalem artichokes that I harvested just a few days ago. I put them in the brine, so they have been, today's the 4th day, so I'm going to drain them out later on, see how they turn out, and see if they're still crunchy, because that's what I'm hoping for. But I wanted to show you how the little garden's turning out. I haven't really done much. I'm kind of, just kind of deciding whether I want to put a little rock, little area like that, and I'm going to have it on the same side. And maybe plant some plants like some heucheras or hellebores or something like that. I have so many plants that are so big that are too big to put in containers, and so I need to find a place to put them. And right now around our house I don't have any irrigation, so I'm trying to just put the plants in areas where I can easily water them. So John's gonna help me pull out these Jerusalem artichokes from the garden, because my goal is to try to take as many, at least all of them, to take all of the Jerusalem artichokes, so that way I could plant some asparagus. I am going to keep the regular artichokes in there, because I do have some regular artichokes growing in there, but I'm going to try to take out all these sunchokes, just so that way I can have space right here to take them out. So John is going to help me out with the excavator, and we're gonna dig all these out, and we're gonna see how many sunchokes we get from this little area right here. No! No.
Not an alien.
You gotta get it. Yeah, you don't even want to touch it.
Nobody wants to touch it.
I hope there's no more of those in here. Val still told me it scared me to death. Oh my gosh. So this is the loot. This is all of the Jerusalem artichokes that we were able to dig out from that garden bed right there. We only planted maybe, I don't know, what do you say, 8, 10 of them in the very beginning, in the very front, right there in the portion of the bed, and it grew all the way to the back. Wow.
Halfway.
So, and there's no way we got all of them. There's no way. What do you think? There's no way, huh? No, there's still a ton of roots still left in there, because I know there's some small ones, and they were actually growing in the clay. So we actually dug, when we did these flower beds, we dug quite a few feet down. But we intermixed it with some of the mushroom compost and the clay, and then we filled the rest of the garden bed with the mushroom compost. So it got all the way down to the clay, and it started growing outside of the garden bed. So we're gonna expect some Jerusalem artichokes next year. But I'm gonna try learning how to pickle them, and we're gonna give some of these away. Look how many! I don't know what to do with all these.
How many jars do you need to pickle them?
I was hoping to pull them all out of the garden bed. So I don't think we got, I know for sure we did not get all of them. So yeah, we're gonna be pulling them out for, I'm sure, the rest of our lives. Unless we could, I don't know, somehow get all of them out of there. But the weather is starting to change now. The wind is starting to come in, and we need to get inside the house.
Let's
so we could
giving the chickens the grubs real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's going to start raining soon. But while we were digging in the garden bed, there's so many grubs and what was it? What was that Jerusalem potato bug?
Potato slug?
It was like a potato bug, but there's a name for it. I forgot. It's also called a Jerusalem something, potato bug or something like that. Jerusalem slug.
Jerusalem beetle or something like that?
Something like that. I remember my daughter, we saw it for the first time out in front of our house.
Cricket, I think.
Jerusalem cricket, something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up, but it was so, it just looks like a dinosaur. But we're gonna give, whoopsie daisy, all the chickens the grubs, and they should really love it. Oh, they're just gonna love them. Look at that. Let's see, we're gonna go to town. Here we go. Oh. Here you go, girls. Look at those yummy grubs. There's a centipede in there.
There it is right there.
Ew! Ah, the thing is so ugly. Oh my god.
Oh! They're eating it.
That's gross. So those chickens sure did enjoy that, but I have since released them, and they're out now scrounging for some more bugs. Pardon? Yeah, I did. So now we're gonna go inside, and we are gonna put those Jerusalem artichokes. I'm gonna try a couple different ways. I'm gonna do one with the salt brine. And then we're gonna, do the gassiness, which is what I have going on right now. But yesterday when I was changing out the water, I noticed it was a little squishy. Val, no! She's chasing the chickens. We gotta teach her not to chase the chickens, even though she knows it's fun. She's so little. She's so cute.
No.
But yeah, she's learning to come. She doesn't know how to come yet. She's learning. So we're gonna go inside. We're gonna try some pickling. I'm gonna do the pickling and fermenting, so we'll try them both. So we'll do the ones where we get the gases out of the water, and then try the other pickling. John loves them. You grew up with them, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so what would you say they taste like? Because I feel like they taste more like water chestnuts.
They taste like Jerusalem artichokes. They don't taste like anything really.
Really?
It tastes like
I know,
whatever
but if someone
vinegar
didn't
and salt you put on them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've been doing all kinds of, watching all kinds of videos and reading all kinds of articles on how to, different ways to ferment them and different ways to pickle them.
They're just really good pickled.
Yeah. And they say you could put all kinds of stuff. You could put carrots and bell peppers and garlic and onion and
I just eat them on the side with food. So I just put them on the side. Yeah. Anything you would eat pickled stuff on the side with.
Yeah, that's what it says. It says you can eat them with soups and pretty much with anything. So, and it's supposed to help with your digestion. It's supposed to help you, yeah. It's supposed to help with your intestine and digestion. Okay, so let's just go inside. We're gonna start that brine, and then this is a 7-day process. So I'll show you, day by day how it looks and if anything changes, and we'll go from there. All right. So first step is get them in the saltwater brine. All right, so it has been a couple days since we harvested those Jerusalem artichokes, and this is where we're at. So I've already pickled the last batch of Jerusalem artichokes. So earlier, before we harvested all of them, I did start the fermenting process for one batch of the Jerusalem artichokes that we harvested. And this is how they turn out. This is it. This is in its pickling brine. This brine has some parsley, we have some garlic, we have some curry powder in there, and what else? And then just apple cider vinegar and white vinegar have equal parts. So I have no idea. I've never tried this recipe before. I've never even pickled Jerusalem artichokes ever, but doesn't that look so delicious? I put some cauliflower and some carrots in there, and I cannot wait to try these out because they look so good. So that is so exciting. Now let me share with you what is going on in these little containers right here. So this is where I have the Jerusalem artichokes sitting in the saltwater brine. And let me tell you, it took me forever to scrub these up, because even though John gave them really good washing outside, when I brought them in, I started scrubbing them. Oh my gosh, it took me 2 hours just to do these 3. I think I did 3 containers, 7 containers. Yeah, so it took me a long time to wash up these Jerusalem artichokes. And I just got a brush and I just stood at the sink and scrubbed them up. So let me just share with you. So these 2 right here, I started them 2 days ago, and this one right here, I started that last night. So I am done dealing with the Jerusalem artichokes. I am completely done washing them. I have them all in the saltwater brine, and then after they sit in the saltwater brine for 4 days, then I rinse them off really, really well. And they still have a really good crunch. It almost reminds me of how you pickle pickles, cucumbers. So to make pickles, you put them in a saltwater brine, which I no longer do that. I just put mine into the jars, and I make them kind of cold pickles, and I just store them inside the refrigerator. But in the beginning, what I would do is I would put the pickles, the cucumbers into a salt brine, and that's supposed to make them more crispy. So this is what's going on right now. Is I feel like that's almost like fermenting food. I've never fermented food either, so this is my first time ever doing any of this. I've never done any of this before, but the outcome looks pretty delicious. I just can't wait to taste it, to see if it does taste good. And if it does taste good, then I'll definitely give you that recipe. All right, so let me just show you what the gases look like and what's happening in these containers. All right, so do you see all those little white bubbles right there? Those are the gases from the Jerusalem artichokes, because it is my understanding that these Jerusalem artichokes, if you eat too many, it gives you a lot of gas. And this way it says that it's supposed to release the gases. I have no idea, because this is my first time. Like I say, I'm going to repeat that again and again because I don't want anyone to take my word for it. I just wanted to share the process as to how I'm pickling them and how I'm doing it. So I'm just following a recipe. I just went online how to preserve sunchokes, and I just followed a recipe that sounded similar to what John is used to eating and I guess tasting. So I am going to do a few different pickling recipes, and one of them is using this spice right here. Doesn't that look so good? Those are all the spices that are in there. So I'm going to try out this spice right here. It's called the pickling spice. I don't know if it's kind of blurry. There you go. So I cannot wait to see what this is going to turn out like. So after 4 days of sitting in this brine, rinse them off really well, and then we start the pickling process. So I cannot wait to show you how that's going to turn out, and I cannot wait. Maybe by that time this will be ready to try out, and we could try that out and see how they taste. So I am so excited. Oh yeah, and also I store this in the refrigerator. I did not, I just put them in the can. I put the vinegar in it. I just did not put it in a water bath canning or anything like that. So we're just going to store those in the refrigerator. But this is what we're doing with our Jerusalem artichokes, and I cannot wait to share with you how they taste and all the other recipes that I'm going to be doing with them. Alright, so take care, be safe, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.